Sound check, check. Sound check, 1, 2. Check. Sound check. Sound check, 1, 2, 2. Sound check, 1, 2, 2, 2. Sound check, 1, 2, 2. Sound check, 1, 2. Sound check, 1, 2, 3. Sound check.
Dear guests, we welcome your participation to the grand finale of India-Japan Science, Technology and Innovation Year 2025-26 and National Science Day celebration on the theme Women in Science, Catalyzing Viksit Bharat. To begin today's event, we would like to have a video screening on India-Japan Year of Science, Technology and Innovation Exchange.
National Science Day has been celebrated in India on the 28th of February. I'm glad to say that the Indo-Japan Science and Technology Cooperation is one of the strong pillars of our international science and technology engagement.
It gives me immense pleasure in welcoming our excellencies on this occasion of the India's National Science Day 2025 that we are celebrating today at the Embassy of India.
I'm delighted to note that this year marks the 40th anniversary of the signing of the Japan-India Science and Technology Cooperation Agreement. To commemorate this milestone, we have designated the period from this April to next March as a Japan-India Science, Technology and Innovation, during which
I hope this anniversary year will further deepen the partnership between Japan and India. Dhanyawad. Thank you very much.
Strong democracies are natural partners in shaping a better world. भारत की विकास यात्रा मैं आप सबसे आग्रह करता हूं, कम मेक इन इंडिया, मेक फॉर द वर्ल्ड.
Now may I invite Her Excellency Ms. Nagma Mohammad Malik, Ambassador of India to Japan, to deliver the inaugural remarks.
Mr. Shimada Tomoaki, the Parliamentary Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs, Padma Shri Dr. Shubha Venkatesha Iyengar, who is joining us online, Dr. Matsura Mayumi, Vice President of the JAXA, Japan Aerospace Agency, friends of India, colleagues, our young friends today, you're very, very, very welcome to the Embassy of India and welcome to the National Science Day celebration in Tokyo. One of the slides you saw just now was when we had a send-off ceremony right here outside for the India-Japan University Forum, and that was my very first day of work. And I was all new, and in the evening I attended this, and it was my first introduction to what a vibrant science cooperation tradition we have with Japan. Friends, the year 2025-2026 was the India-Japan Year of Science, Technology and Innovation Exchange. It commemorated 40 years of formal science and technology cooperation between our two countries, signed in 1985 by our governments. This National Science Day is celebrated to commemorate the discovery of the Raman effect, the effect discovered by Indian physicist Sir C.V. Raman on 28th of February 1928, who was the first Asian Nobel laureate in science. India's rapid ascent in research, innovation, and global rankings, including our attaining the 38th position in the Global Innovation Index, 3rd position in research publications, and 6th position in patent filing. All of these have meant that our commitment to excellence in science and technology, to moving ahead in a manner that is meaningful for the world, are all slowly taking shape and bearing fruit. Our ambitious resolve to attain Viksit Bharat by 2047, which has been articulated repeatedly and in detail by Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, has many elements that have been adopted already with a view to making us ready for this important milestone. The new Education Policy 2020 that gives greater emphasis to science education, the Anusandhan National Research Foundation, the government has allocated $12 billion for research and development activities in India under this scheme. The Bio-E3 policy, the National Quantum Mission, and most visibly, the Gaganyaan project, a manned human space flight after the successful moon mission by the Indian Space Research Organization. Gaganyaan is our next big aim of the ISRO. One of the most important and most active domains of India-Japan bilateral cooperation in general is the one that is our cooperation in science and technology, thanks to which all of you are here today. I believe that we represent a partnership that brings together youth and experience, emerging opportunity and established excellence. And on this, if I may quote Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, Japan's technology and India's talent are a winning combination. Science and technology collaboration forms one of the strongest pillars of this relationship. It spans fundamental science, advanced engineering, health, digital technologies, semiconductors, artificial intelligence, and space. Today, we celebrate by this National Science Day not only our past achievements, but also the contours of the next generation India-Japan science and technology partnership. We saw today the theme of the National Science Day is Women in Science, Catalyzing Viksit Bharat. Dr. Matsura Mayumi, it's such an honor to have you here, symbolizing this very theme of women in science. And all of you young people here, you must take inspiration from Dr. Matsura and all the other women that we see often featured in, who have been working in ISRO since many years and contributing importantly to many of its projects. You must take heart, take inspiration from all of this, and it must strengthen your resolve to never accept from anyone that women cannot do well in science. Never allow anyone to discourage you, to make you feel that this is too tough for you, you can do something safe and easy like art and, history of art. Never accept that, right? The Joint Committee meeting on Science and Technology in June 2025, which considered many new proposals for collaboration and which have begun to bear fruit. Many of those are in the stage of signing of MOUs or in outright implementation. I'm happy that there are important health sector research collaboration projects going on between our Department of Science and Technology and the Indian Council for Medical Research and the AMED of Japan. The new directions in this sphere identified at the summit include an India-Japan ICT cooperation. When I say summit, I mean the India-Japan summit that was held last year in August in Tokyo, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to Tokyo and met with the then Prime Minister Ishiba. So some of the new directions identified then include the India-Japan ICT cooperation framework, enhanced collaboration in space research through the LUPEX mission, and expanded linkages between private enterprises and startups in the space sector. Our participation in projects such as the BEL 2 and the establishment of the Indian Beamline at KEK embody our shared commitment to building world-class research infrastructure that benefits both our nations and the global scientific community. I'm happy that the Japan Society for Promotion of Science and their joint projects with the Indian DST have supported numerous joint research projects every year. We are grateful to Japan's Sakura Science program that is that provides scholarships to scientists and researchers from all over the world. But more specifically, we are grateful to the Japan government's Lotus initiative, which is aimed at young Indian researchers to enable them to come to Japan and to engage in joint research and to co-create solutions. India's Vaibhav Fellowship provides an opportunity for Indian origin scientists to return and to work in Indian institutions for a defined duration every year, maybe 2 or 3 months. This year, it's gratifying that the Japan GST has increased the number of students from India as part of the Lotus program to 1,000 students per year. And this will mean after this program started last year, it is the first big expansion, and I'm very hopeful that students, researchers from India will take full advantage of this. I'm happy that Japanese students visits to India to immerse themselves in Indian science and technology have also been very visible, and Japanese students visited India on the invitation of our Department of Science and Technology. There is an expanding network of university partnerships, joint degree programs, and thematic collaborations in several emerging sectors in science and technology. I'm on my way here, I saw this very interesting science exhibition set up by our talented science students, and together with all the dignitaries present here today, I look forward to visiting the exhibition. I will end, friends, by saying that the India-Japan Science, Technology and Innovation Exchange began with the National Science Day celebration in 2025, and it concludes today with the National Science Day celebration of 2026. I believe that this is certainly not the end. When both sides have so much interest in the other and so much reason to collaborate together, and there is so much complementarity in science research and science education, I believe that this is a tradition that will continue and flourish with or without a specialized year to mark it. Let us move together towards our future-ready science and technology collaboration, and let us fully utilize the chances offered by the scholarship program set up by the two governments to deepen our our cooperation and our complementary strengths in science and technology cooperation. I thank you very much for your presence here today. Arigato gozaimasu.
Thank you, ma'am. And now we have a surprise quiz for the audience. May I invite Dr. Yashwant Dev Panwar, Counselor, Science and Technology Wing, Embassy of India, to kindly come forward and ask the question.
Sorry for coming in between the next speech, but the quiz is important. So my first question is the Sir C.V. Raman, Bharat Ratna Sir C.V. Raman won the Nobel Prize on his work on a light scattering, which he first exhibited on February 28, 1928. So in which year he got the Nobel Prize? The question for the students, which year? Generally it takes 30 years to get a Nobel Prize. So oh, very surprising. So anybody can answer this question, I think, from the scientific fraternity. Who said? Yes, 1930 is the correct
1930.
answer. So I'll take one more question, and then next question is the first Nobel laureate from Japan, Professor Hideki. So he also won the Nobel Prize in physics, the same subject of science. So what was his research work on which he got the Nobel Prize? And this question is for Japanese. Or is it?
Diode.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah, any other? No, it's guess. So actually, he predicted the existence of meson. So that's a subatomic particle. So this question goes unattended. So okay, so we break here and come back again to bother you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request to play a video message from His Excellency Mr. Jitendra Singh, Honorable Minister of State, Science and Technology, Ministry of Earth Sciences, Department of Space.
Namaste. At the outset, a very good afternoon to everybody. Today, on the occasion of the grand finale of the India-Japan Year of Science Technology being celebrated in the Embassy of India, Tokyo, Japan, it is indeed my immense pleasure to be addressing you all. I'm sorry I couldn't make it in person, but I'm glad that I could connect online. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Shimada Tomoaki, Parliamentary Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs, Padma Shri Dr. Shubha Venkatesha Iyengar, Dr. Kazuhita Shimoto, President Japan Science and Technology Agency, Ms. Toshiko, former Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology, Professor Abhay Karindikar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, His Excellency Ambassador Ms. Nagma Muhammad Malik, Ambassador of India to Japan, dignitaries, ladies, gentlemen, and all of you for making this event a reality and a grand occasion. I'm happy to observe that the Indo-Japan Science and Technology Cooperation is one of the strong pillars of our international science and technology engagements. I'm also glad to speak to you virtually at the grand finale of India-Japan Year of Science and Technology and Innovation Exchange, commemorating 40 years of science and technology partnership between the two nations. It was my pleasure to have addressed the curtain raiser event of Embassy of India, Tokyo, with His Excellency Mr. Kuchi, the then Honorable Minister of State for Economic Security, Science and Technology, Policy, Space, Policy of Japan, and Her Excellency Ms. Abe Toshiko, the then Minister of Education, Culture, Sports, Science and Technology last year in the month of March, that is March 2025. I'm happy to be a part of the beginning and also of the completion of these year-long celebrations, which have led to many new initiatives and collaborations. India, ladies and gentlemen, as all of you would acknowledge, plays a major role in the research and development purpose for all sectors of science and technology, with multiple stakeholders of academia, R&D institutions, entrepreneurs, while keeping scope for equal opportunities for the participation of women as well as young scientists. India is therefore actively contributing to the participation and involvement with international and regional forums across the globe. And therefore, I'm glad to observe that the 11th meeting of Indo-Japan Joint Science and Technology Committee meeting, which was held in New Delhi on the 5th of June 2025, has channelized several new initiatives as well as reviewed the ongoing science and technology cooperation between the two nations, the two countries. On August 31st last year, that is 31st of August 2025, during the visit of the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, a joint statement of intent was signed between the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, and the counterpart Ministry of the Government of Japan to further strengthen the relations in science, technology, and innovation in the broadest possible range of discipline, including the social sciences, and by taking the relations forward as India-Japan Science, Technology, and Innovation Partnership with inclusion of startups as well as the industry. Ladies and gentlemen, a fresh memorandum of cooperation between the Japan Agency for Medical Research and Development and the Indian Council of Medical Research and the Department of Science and Technology is already signed, which was done on the 6th of March. I'm sure this will pave the way for a strong, desired collaboration in the field of health and medical devices for both the countries. The Indian beamline, established at Tsukuba, Japan, is also contributing to the cutting-edge research and benefiting not only the Indian scientific fraternity, but the Japanese scientific fraternity as well. And therefore, I'm glad to note that the unveiling of the bust of Bharat Ratna Sir C.V. Raman at Shimane University in 2025 and celebrating India's National Science Day at the university this year on February 28, 2026 was also a very gratifying occasion. I'm also happy to note the initiatives of Japan Science and Technology Agency in launching Lotus program during these celebrations to invite and support 1,000 researchers from India every year for a duration up to 1 year, each year. I'm sure this would give significant impetus to future joint research between the two countries. This year, I'm glad to share with you that we have made implementation arrangement between ISRO, that is India's space agency, and JAXA of Japan to land on moon together under LUPEX project. It was exchanged during the visit of the Honorable Prime Minister to Japan in 2025. India, through the Department of Science and Technology, has been implementing national missions on cyber physical systems, electric mobility, quantum science and technology, clean energy, solar hydrogen, and Map India, etc., including high performance computers and national climate actions. And therefore, we are deeply looking at deep tech sector as well. We see Japan as a trusted partner where Japan technology and India's talent can enhance, supplement each other, the outcomes of cutting-edge research in both the countries. We therefore welcome collaboration in frontier areas of science and technology and also extend our support to all the initiatives in these domains. We also look forward to the creation of a joint center by Japan and India for accelerating innovation in science and technology and to address critical science and technology challenges of both the countries, including global challenges such as sustainable development goals. And therefore, before I conclude, I take this opportunity to congratulate the Embassy of India in Japan for organizing this event and also making me a part of it. I also congratulate all the delegates for their participation and contribution in science and technology domains and also nurturing India-Japan partnership. Thank you once again. Namaste.
May I now invite Mr. Tomoaki Shimada, Parliamentary Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs, to offer his remarks.
Her Excellency Naguma Mohammed Malik and distinguished guests, I'm Shimada Tomoaki, Parliamentary Vice Minister for Foreign Affairs. Today, I'm honored and pleased to celebrate India's National Science Day and grand finale of the Japan-India Science, Technology and Innovation Exchange Year with all of you. I understand that India's National Science Day honors the outstanding achievements of Dr. Raman, who received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1930. Dr. Raman's spirit is rooted in using science and technology to build a better society and contribute to future generations. While we are facing various global issues today, learning from the spirit of Dr. Raman, we have a mission to build together a sustainable future through the power of science and innovation. The year 2025 marked the 40th anniversary of the Japan-India Agreement on Science and Technology Cooperation. We dedicated fiscal year 2025 as the Japan-India Science, Technology and Innovation Exchange Year, and both countries worked to enhance scientific and technological exchanges between our two countries, including by launching new initiatives such as the Lotus program, as practical platforms to accelerate collaboration among research institutions. When Prime Minister Modi visited Japan last August, the two leaders announced the direction of cooperation for the next decade, aiming to build a mutually complementary relationship that leverages each other's strengths. Science and technology, as well as innovation, are key fields in such cooperation. JAXA and ISRO, India's space research organization, are working on their international joint mission, the Lunar Polar Exploration Mission, LUPEX project, and they assigned the implementation arrangement on the opportunity of Prime Minister Modi's visit. It is expected that the results from the LUPEX project will contribute to the Artemis program, the US-led lunar exploration program. Furthermore, last June, we held the Japan-India Joint Committee meeting on science and technology cooperation in Delhi. For the first time in roughly 5 years, the two sides share the view that there is a great potential for cooperation between both countries in science, technology, and innovation, and that they will promote cooperation by leveraging each other's strengths. We hope to further strengthen our cooperation in the science and the technology fields, building on the progress made over the year. When Foreign Minister Motegi visited India this January. He concurred with Minister Jaishankar to place emphasis on economic security cooperation and economic growth through innovation. This month, in our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, we have newly established the Japan-India Economic Affairs Division. We will make further efforts to deepen economic cooperation as well as economic security cooperation, including science and technology fields. I believe that if Japan and India work hand in hand and bring together our respective strengths and work toward developing science technology and solving social issues, we can build a better world for future generations. I sincerely hope that science technology exchanges between our two countries will grow even stronger. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Shimada. And now we move on to the third quiz of the day.
It's a very simple question, not for experienced scientists. So what is, everybody knows what is the boiling point. So when a liquid turns into a gaseous form or a vapor so what is the boiling point of water at absolute vacuum, not at a normal pressure and temperature? What is the boiling point of a water at absolute vacuum? Anybody? It's not 100. So it's all the science students. So you have put so many projects. So I think you should answer this question. So can I move to the experienced scientific fraternity here to answer this? Yes. No, it's actually minus 67 degrees centigrade, sir. So if there is no pressure, then water will evaporate at minus 67 degrees. Thank you.
Next, we have Ms. Mayumi Matsura, Vice President, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, to present her address.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for having me today. My name is Mayumi Matsura from JAXA, Vice President. And I was told I can speak in Japanese today. Then I don't want to take away the interpreter's role, so I will make the speech in Japanese from now. 本日はスペースということで招待されたんだと思っているんですけれども、私自身は科学者ではありませんけれども、
Not a scientist as such.
ブランドとご紹介したいと思います。 宇宙でしかできないさまざまな実験を行
So
っ
they
てくれ
do
て
a
い
lot of
ます。
experiments that some can be
という
done,
ことな
only
の
done
で、
in space.
現在2026年
We are now
だか
in
ら、25
2026,
歳よ
meaning
り
so those who are younger than 25, like yourselves, that means actually, so when you are born right away, then space, those astronauts are all there, up in the air. So I call you yourself space natives in my own term. So you are all space natives, right? And we are rather older generation, though. What can we share with each other? That implies to travel to moon, I think. Tuesday, Japan time morning, rocket launch from the USA, and now the going to moon now. A little more time, be patient, a bit more time, then that's going to be arriving at the moon there. So what they do this time, they will not land in the surface of the moon, but 50 years ago, that's the first time human beings were landed on the moon. But this is the second new mission on the moon. I'm very excited to enjoy seeing that one together with you. They're talking about the moon, mentioned several times already there. India, Japan has planned to explore toward moon there, a new initiative together to us. I think remember August last year, that's when India and Japan decided to go to the moon. Kind of, the agreement documents were exchanged here. That's the picture you see there. Here. Next picture, which is here, the name, Lunar Polar Exploration Mission, LUTEX we call it in short. That's a CG, by the way. On the left-hand side, that's a LUTEX. That means we just go and see whether we're able to find water in the moon or not. That's the mission of that, actually. The JAXA, mission, JAXA, has built this one here. Another one back there, that's the golden one. That is the ISRO, that's the Indian institution, which has built this one, the Chandriyaan, that's what they have built in India here. So we put together, then H3 will be launched from Tanegashima and landing in the moon, and Chandrayaan will bring this LUTEX to the moon and we'll see whether we will find water there. The Seoul 2028, that's the time when mission starts, actually. Whether we'll be able to find water on the moon or not, that's the mission, purpose of mission. When I was small, actually, at the elementary school, actually, the science teacher asked me, there's no way that we can tell whether there's a water can be found in the moon or not. That's how I was became interested in the moon. Whether there's a water there in the moon or not. That's really exciting to stimulate our imagination and power of mission. And curiosity will be also aroused there. In the fields of science, technology, and innovation. That's just how it's all started in myself. So you, space natives, I'm very happy to be able to share that kind of excitement together with you. I'm very happy to be here, to be honored to make that speech.
Thank you, Ms. Matsura. And now we move on to another quiz of the day.
I think a talk from the space. So I can also have a question from space. So today, I think some of the astronauts are just trying to reach near moon, not on the moon. So this is called Artemis 2, but it's all name derived from Artemis Accord. So what is the basic purpose of Artemis Accord? So this is for the international policymakers. This question is for not everybody who really are in science and technology cooperation. So what is the objective of Artemis Accord? So please. So I can give hints, maybe 3 options: to land on moon, to go into the outer space and explore Mars, set the framework rule of space exploration. So yeah, I think there's a hand, please.
Sorry, I'm not too confident, but I think it's the number 3, like about 30 countries doing together, like for the global
Yes, yeah,
space
yeah,
exploration.
yes, correct. Yeah, so India and Japan are also partners
Part of it.
in this Artemis Accord, and we're trying to set the general rules how we going to explore the space
Yes.
using science and technology. So
Thank you very
there
much.
is the answer. Good, I'm happy.
May I now request Padma Shri Awardee 2026, Dr. Shubha Venkatesha Iyengar, to deliver the remarks virtually.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you people. Honorable, respected Ambassador Nagma Mohammed Malik Maidamji, Honorable Ministers, Dr. Jitendra Singh ji, and all the dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure and I'm thankful to you for giving me an opportunity to speak on the National Science Day and also grand finale of India-Japan Year of Science and Technology and Innovation Exchange. Would like to state the fact that there is a great bondage and understanding of culture between two countries, Japan and India. Respecting elders, joint family concept, worshipping nature, Sanskrit words in Japan and Buddhism, and science and technology importance and collaboration and cooperation. The very fact that today's function and from last 1 year program speaks for science and technology collaboration and mutual cooperation. Briefly, I will explain my scientific and technology contribution. Way back in 1975 itself, we developed many material characterization techniques indigenously. It was undertaken with the idea of bringing down the expenses. We made resistivity system, thermoelectric power measurement system, specific heat, differential thermal analyzer, thermal cycling systems, and many other systems are developed in-house. Varieties of metals, semiconductors, rare earth materials, alloys were studied as a function of temperature, from room temperature to 1000 degrees, and also at different pressures. Normally, at sea level, we call it as 1 atmosphere. So we could go up to 50,000 bars, that is 50 kilobars. Many scientists from Bell Labs, by name Dr. Jayaraman and many other colleagues of his from USA, Germany, France, they used to send their samples because they were very happy with the way we were conducting the experiments. And many universities, colleges, inter-university consortium, Indore, and all the universities of Karnataka, we have given the system for students to be educated. 3 international journal papers published way back in 1986 have been recorded as NASA reports with our names only. In 2012, these systems were donated to Indian Academy of Sciences to give hands-on experimental experience to college teachers and students. This, whatever research we did and whatever instruments we developed, it has got 6 national awards. So next was the defense requirement, which was very, very important. There was a requirement for ultra high temperature components withstanding very high, not only very high temperature of 3000 Kelvin, but also to withstand high speed velocity. It is called 1 Mach. 6.2 Mach was required, which is nothing but 2.2 kilometers per second. The way the propellant or liquid propellant or solid propellant is pushed to make the missile launch, and also rocket launcher programs were also there, and they wanted special components for these things. These were all embargo products. They wanted, the condition was erosionless, lightweight, withstanding very high temperature and with very high speed thrust also. So we made all these unique components, convergent, divergent nozzles, and also fuel strut and special insulated liners. All these things were made, and it has been developed successfully using ceramic composite materials which can withstand more than 3000 temperature. These were all certified by Defense Research Organizations Hyderabad. They are very useful and helpful for the programs, and This is as I told you, it is an embargo product, and we succeeded in making this indigenously. This was actually it was taken by a senior colleague of mine who unfortunately passed away with lung cancer, and it was his deathbed wish that we should continue, and to fulfill his desire, we succeeded in making these components. Then we have also developed a very important system called visibility system. It was named the Drishti because it's an eyesight to the pilot. It is required for safe airport operations as per International Civil Aviation Organization and World Meteorological Organization. This aids pilots for safe landing and takeoff by giving him information on how much distance he can see on the runway. 2011, it was developed. Within 3 months, it was required by the India Meteorological Department people to be, a system has to be designed, and it was tested, and then it was installed in a runway in Aji Airport, where only foreign aircrafts land. Particularly during December, it will be a very foggy season in India, particularly in New Delhi. They have given us a runway where most of the Airbus and Boeing aircraft were landing. If one aircraft is made not to land and diverted, it costs too much of money because aviation fuel is very costly, expensive. And not only that, all the passengers have to be put in a hotel, and then they have to be given tickets to go back to their respective places, which causes heavy loss for the people who are running the airports. Crores of rupees actually. So in 2015, on 15th December, we installed the system in runway of one runway of IGA Airport called 2911, and 10 days they checked up how the system behaved. There was not even one diversion which took place during that time, and all the foreign pilots, they were extremely happy that they could land safely. And there are different categories of the airport: category 1, category 2, category 3A, B, C. Most important is category 3B because the pilot has to land with just 50 meters visibility. Less than 50 meters, they will not be allowed. Category 3C is zero visibility. Our system meets all the requirements, but for category 3C landing, the pilot should be trained. So our system aided in landing during 2011. Then we signed an agreement with the India Meteorological Department, a partnership agreement to install system in all the airports of the country. So it is 14 years since we have installed the system, and it is still working. It shows a very cost-effective system, 1/5 the cost of the imported system which they were buying at that time. Has saved crores of foreign exchange to the country. Web-enabled visibility data available to the pilots now. Before they land itself, they can know what is the visibility that is there in the airport. 51 systems are functioning in 21 international airports across the country. And during 2016, Tata's got a very huge project from Ministry of Defense for modernization of Air Force infrastructure. So they went with a imported system, but they had some issues. So they have installed Drishti now. They requested us in 2016 to give them Drishti, which is called Drishti because it's eyesight to the pilot, the visibility system. So 22 systems were given to them. It's a multi-engineering product with particular system, which requires knowledge base of almost all branches of engineering, and also physics is the heart of the system. So we supplied 22 systems in 22 days time, which was not an easy task. And then 54 systems were given to them because they had a lot of issues. And then afterwards, they got again one more set of project modernization of Air Force infrastructure phase 2. There they took the technology from us, and now totally 120 systems are functioning in all Indian Air Force air bases. And also we have got international class 1 certification given to us way back in 2011 itself. It's a mandatory equipment without which pilots cannot land or take off. So we have got 10 national awards for this one, and the first Make in India award also Drishti got it. So we have made another product called Aviation Weather Observation System, which is also very important for airport operations: wind speed, wind direction, temperature, pressure, dew point, and humidity. All these things have to be measured. We made a very special, these are all wind direction sensors have to be kept at a height of 10 meters. So it requires a mast. Earlier they were using a different mast, but we made a lightweight frangible mast out of aluminium so that slotted aluminium angles, and then it was very easy to bring down the wind speed and wind velocity center down, wind direction sensor also, because we made a very simple mechanical thing so that it can be easily brought down. Otherwise, earlier they used to bend the mast and all that thing, which was very difficult in an airport. So we would, I would say that 5 systems are operational in international airports. These are all very frangible sensors and can be brought down very easily. We also made a mini Drishti as with the request of Ministry of Transport and Ministry of Railways, along with India Meteorological Department. It was tested, but it to be deployed. It was called as Mini Drishti. This helps particularly in India, in the northern region, where from northeast to northwest, during the fog season, this will be a very useful system where it can be put on highways and even toll gates and also in railway stations, so that the engine drivers or the car drivers can be informed what will be the visibility when they are going for further. Earlier, there was a lot of accidents which were taking place due to fog. And also, we have made another system called a forward scatterometer, which is again an indigenous system. All these systems are extremely cost effective. Almost these systems are all 1/5 or 1/10 the cost of the imported system, which they were buying it earlier. This forward scatterometer is the one which is very good for heliports, particularly for vertical landing. It can be mounted on the helicopter also, and the person need not depend on the ground staff to know the information. Mini automatic weather station was also made. This will be very helpful for agricultural purposes and also for weather monitoring systems. So all these things are indigenously made so that, we are self-sufficient in the concept of Make in India and Atmanirbhar Bharat as promulgated by our Prime Minister. So this is there is a video on Drishti which will be shown during the technical session. This was taken in 2019, and many of these things are all, it is very easy to maintain. As I said, we have the knowledge base to the component level. We need not depend on any this one, and all the components almost it is for the last 14 years, it is very, very cost effective. Not even 25,000 rupees have been spent for maintenance of the system. This is what was told by India Meteorological Department. I am happy that we could contribute. Success depends on normally what the user agencies, they accept it. But satisfaction is there that we have contributed something to the nation. I hope that we will be able to export it also to different countries, and then we have a name on this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Padma Shri Dr. Iyengar. This brings us to the next highlight of today's program, the opening of the science exhibition. At this moment, may I request the students involved in the exhibition to kindly proceed to the foyer and make their preparations. Request all other participants to please remain at the auditorium while the students move out and get ready. Thank you for your patience. May I now request everyone to kindly proceed to the foyer for the inauguration of the exhibition.